NFL insider Peter King was asked who got jobbed on the scheduling, and he talked about the Detroit Lions. He said it's possible that the Lions could start off 1-5 this season and could be playing for the top draft pick come the beginning of November. Let's talk about it. We back. Motor Street Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and best way you can help the channel while it's hit the thumbs up button and share the video. Please do that. And yeah, he pointed out that the Lions only have 2 home games in September and October, and they could be 1-5. And a lot of people said that was a possibility when we went live and broke down the schedule for the Detroit Lions. And basically, he said, it could be over for Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia if they go 1-5. And I dropped that article link in the description so you can check it out for yourself for 97 ticket. But let's get into what Peter King had to say, exactly what his quote was. He said, who got jobbed? Detroit. Not terribly, but the Lions have 1 home game in September, 1 home game in October, 3 home games in November, and 3 home games after December 1st. Detroit is home 1 day between September 13th and Halloween. Not optimal. If they start 1-5, the Lions will be playing for the draft for 2 months. So, once again, he believed they're going to start 1-5. He might as well go out there and split the beans. A lot of Lions fans believe that could be a possibility. I mean, they open up with Chicago. That could be a tone setter, you know what I'm saying? And then, they go to Green Bay. They go to Arizona. They got the Saints at home. They got a bye in there. Jacksonville, so like I said, it's crazy that the teams that were terrible last year got the hardest schedule. If you look at the top 5 strength of schedules based off of 2019, that's what they're going off of, and things could change. The Patriots got the hardest schedule. Then it's like the Jets, the Dolphins, the Lions, the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? Or the Falcons and the Lions. And like 5 out of the 6 are all teams that missed the playoffs with the toughest schedule. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens have the easiest schedule in the league, and then the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champs, they have the 18th toughest schedule in the league. So, the NFL just, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, but it makes for a better story if they can come on top of this. But their first games are hard, but what you got to kind of look at is, they play in New Orleans, and, New Orleans got an older quarterback who barely can throw 20 yards. They play in Chicago at home. They don't know who their quarterback going to be. Nick Foles hasn't been successful outside of Philadelphia. The air raid offense, will it be any different? Matt Patricia already seen it once. He should be able to make the adjustment. You don't know what Indianapolis going to bring because Phillip Rivers don't seem to have enough arm. In Jaguars, they lost a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. So it's all subjective on what some of these teams going to be bringing to the table. Atlanta, they lost a lot of talent. They still got Julio and Calvin Ridley, but they lost a lot of talent, on both sides of the ball. So some of these games ain't, murder row, but some of these games could get out of control. Peter King, is pointing out a point that how did you end up with 2 home games in the first 2 months of the season? How does that happen? How do you open up at home and then you're on the road? Green Bay, you on the road. Cardinals, Falcons. You at home versus the Saints though, somewhere in there, and then you go back on the road for almost another month. It just seems like they want Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn to get fired. So the ideal situation for them would be 400 in the first 6. 500 in the first 6. If they're able to go 3-3, they should be in a great position because they got 3 home games in November, December, and that you don't have to worry about going outside to Green Bay or some of the other places you may have to go. But at the end of the day, the back schedule are hard too. You got Green Bay, Chicago, Vikings almost all in the back half. You got Deshaun Watson and Texans on the back half. You got Tom Brady, depending on, that's another older team, depending on when they go. So you got a lot of teams on the back half that's going to be hard, man. And remember the Lions, before the scheduling was released, they know who the ops was. The Lions were only favored to win 2 games. And I think that was Indianapolis at home. And then it was at one point it was a pick'em game versus Chicago. And then I think it was Jaguars they was favored to beat on the road. So they was only favored to win 2 games. Now it seems like they're favored to win 3, since they now a 1.5 point betting favorite over the Chicago Bears. So once again, the bookies at the beginning of since the schedule opponents been verified. Believe the Lions was gonna go 3-13 this year, 3-12-1 again. So like I said, they got a lot of work to do, and it all begins with Patricia. Patricia implemented his plan. He implemented his personnel plan. Out with the old, in with the new. All 11 guys on defense that's probably going to start. It's going to be his guys. Bob Quinn rebuilt the offensive line this time. Again, he brought in Big V from Eagles. He brought in 2 rookie guards in Stenberg and Jonah Jackson. He brought in Ragnar. He still got Decker. The offensive skill position still the same. Hockenson, Amendola, Galladay, Jones. They brought in Swift out the backfield. So we'll see how much they improve. But, hey, if they do go out there and get stumped out this season, it won't be the worst, because 2020 already going bad for a lot of people. It's a chance that the Super Bowl will be played with no fans in the stands. So, it's a chance that fans won't be in the stands at Ford Field, Soldier Field, or wherever else they play in Lambeau. Wherever else they going won't be, allowed in the field, allowed on, in the building. So this may not be the worst year to get stumped out. At least the fans won't be able to see it. But like I said before, Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia, they got an uphill battle. And with this schedule, like I said, they need to call Larry Warford. They need to call Jadeveon Clowney or Marcel Darius. They need to be trying to put a team together, man, that's going to be able to travel, especially early on. And one of the things about traveling early on is you got a lot of rookies that ain't never played in the NFL. Even though the crowd noise probably won't be there, but, it's going to be new to them. So the Lions are in a funny position because they heavily leaning on year 1 and year 2 players. They leaning on rookies and sophomores right now. They really is. And they got to hope that all of them come through for them to even, break 500 coming out the first 6 games. You got to hope that Tavai able to hold it down from the middle linebacker position. You got to hope that Amani Rockery can step up, because Desmond Trufant ain't nothing. You got to hope that Will Harris ready to step up, because if Harmon was any good, he would have started in New England. He ain't that good. You got to hope that Okora, can do his thing, and Hockenson is able to make the significant year 1 and year 2 jump that most tight ends make. You got to hope that Swift or Kerryon Johnson or both is all that in the bag of chips. And on top of that, you got to hope that the offensive line come together. And you can count on them rookies to open up some holes. You got to count that the running game come together. And on top of that, you got to hope that Matthew Stafford stay healthy, excuse me. All that got to happen for the Lions to be successful this season. But Peter King got a point. He definitely got a point. That this is a tough schedule. A lot of road games. But one thing they have to worry about, they ain't got to worry about the noise. The crowd noise until they allow fans. And you got Matthew Stafford, a veteran that been there and done that. So one thing that's positive with these virtual off season right now with OTAs and mini camps and all that being virtual is Matthew Stafford can sit at home and rest his back. But a lot of guys gonna have to step up. And Hockenson and Tavai gotta lead that charge, and Naguari gotta lead that charge. Year 2 guys gotta step up and develop. Year 1 guys gotta come in and make an impact. This team is riding on like 10 rookies. Okuda, 10 rookies and second-year players to really make it jump. Harris, Okuda, Mani, Tavai, Okura. You know what I'm saying? Hockenson, Swift. They relying on a lot of dudes to make this jump, and they going to have to make a jump. If not, you could be seeing the Lions, fire Patricia and Bob Quinn after the season. And on top of that, they got to hope that Stafford stay healthy. So it'll be an interesting season, man. Peter Quinn got a point, man. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think about him saying that, Lions a 1-5 start is possible due to them only having 2 home games in the first 2 months of the NFL 2020 season. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support. Best way to donate, share the video. If you want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in the description. And I'll put that article link there as well. And don't forget, check out my other channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports news, music news, entertainment. Let me know what you guys think about the video. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate the love, support. And y'all know the business is. We gone.